What's going on, E-World? Crisscross and Wise YouTube channel. And today I've got a little bit to talk about, run my mouth about, as I always do. But as most of you know, lately I ain't been running my mouth too much. I've been doing a lot of riding videos, but I don't have to go back to running my mouth for a while, because this is a DIY channel, and although I was taking a break from, doing some heavy DIY stuff. But anyway, I got one more little short hoorah of riding I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna go to NY for about a week or so, have a little fun up there, show off what my bike is going to look like, and then come back here and get to work on what my bike is actually going to be. And I'm still changing ideas and plans every day. When I think I got my mind made up about something, I do some brainstorming or see some stuff and decide that I'm going to change it up even after that. So I said what initially I was going to do, that the bike that I'm riding now, my personal bike, was pretty much going to be like my baller edition bike, but I may have some different plans now. I received a couple more of these frames. Two more. I ordered 2 more frames, and actually they came with the quickness. So what I'm going to do is this one here, I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation with this one, because this one may end up being my race bike. Now, this experimentation will also have something to do with what I discussed and said I was going to try to teach some of my subscribers how to modify your existing battery system, instead of buying an entirely brand new battery system. Now, if any of you been with me since the beginning, you'll remember my first modified bike, Frank. Frank had reason Frank was named Frank, as in Frankenstein, because I basically Frankenstein that bike together from pieces of this, pieces of that, parts of this, parts of that, and even my battery system was Frankenstein. I was running a 70 volt battery system, not a 72 volt, but a 70 volt battery system on Frank, and that consisted of 4 different batteries in a series parallel combination. Well, actually, it was a combination battery setup. I had 2 52 volt 25 amp hour batteries in parallel, which was in series with a 18 volt 50 amp hour battery system. And yes, you can do that, just like how I'm going to tell you that if you already have a 52 volt battery, and that 52 volt battery is a large battery, like a 40 amp hour 52 volt, and you paid $800-900 for that battery, you don't want to just go out and buy another $1,500 $2,000 72 volt battery if you don't have to. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of big ballers out there that'll be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'll just go buy a whole brand new battery system. But everybody can't do that. And not only that, you don't have to do that. You can take that 52 volt 40 amp hour battery system that you already have and take a 20 volt or build a 20 volt. However, build it, buy it, whatever the case may be. You can take a 20 volt 40 amp hour battery, put in series with that 52 volt, and have a 72 volt system without buying a whole brand new 72 volt battery. You just build onto what you have. And there's all kinds of ways you can modify your existing battery system. Let's say this was a 48 volt, okay, 40 amp hour. You could, and let's say I had two of them. What's 248 volts in series? 96 volts. So you could take two 48 volt batteries that was a nice size amp hour, you know, 25 amp hour at least, or larger, whatever, and you could run those in series and have a 96 volt system. Or you could take your 72 volt battery, you know, and run that in series with a 24 volt battery system, and still have your 96 volt battery system. There's all kinds of ways you can do stuff, like these onyx batteries, which are 72 volts. You know, they may not fit in one of these bomber frames, but if you dismantle them, take them out the case, and remove the BMS, bypass the BMS and run it straight, these two 23 amp hours will fit inside of this frame, and you got yourself a 46 amp hour 72 volt battery for the low without having to buy a whole new battery. Meaning, work with what you have. If that's what you have, then you work with what you have. Sometimes you don't always have to invest in a new battery system. Anyway, we're going to talk more about upgrading battery systems as far as voltage and amp hours later on. This video is not about that. I just wanted to hit on it a little bit. I wanted to show you guys something I picked up, and man, I don't know when I'm gonna have time to play with this thing because I got so much going on right now, but when I came across it, it looked like a fun project, and it definitely was a great deal, so I couldn't resist. But here it is. And what that is an old school Tomas Moped from back in the day that someone converted to electric. Now, I came across this on Facebook Marketplace, and it was for the low, and I mean low, and they had pictures of what was on this bike. Now, if you look there, that is a nice size controller. It's a 100 amp controller, as you can see. And no, it's not a Saviton. It's a Ryzen Sun, but it's a nice damn controller for this bike. And not only that, look at this motor. You see what it says? Now, I tried to cross-reference that motor, and I couldn't find exactly who makes this motor. I gotta do a little bit more researching, but I do notice at the end of it, it says 3.5T. So that tells me that that's just not no ordinary cheap Chinese 1500 watt or 3000 watt motor. It may be a 5,000 watt motor, but it's a good motor. It may possibly be an old MB power motor, or even an old QS motor, old school. But just that 3.5T alone let me know that that's a good motor back there. Not only that, it even had a very nice display that comes along with this controller. Now, I did power it up just to see if everything came on, and the motor was stuttering a little bit, and I tried that with a little small battery, so it should have worked, but that's letting me know there may be a hall sensor issue. Doesn't matter, whatever it is, I'm gonna fix it. But like I said, man, for what I got this bike for, just for that and that alone, I made out. But what I see here is a fast little, this bike definitely looks like it'll be a 50-mile-per-hour bike easily. This controller on the side of it, it has the specs on it, and you can't see, but it says 3 to 6,000 watt and 48 volt to 72 volt. So that controller setup in that motor can run on 72 volts. Not only that, I'll show you another way that I know that this ain't no piece of junk motor here, man. If you can see a little bit of the insulation is torn off of there. Look at them phase wise. That right there tells you the qualifications of that motor. You know it ain't no bullshit motor, because it don't have no little spaghetti phase wires, man. Look at them things, man. That means that motor can handle some power just by the size of them phase wires. So yeah, this is going to be a fun little project indeed. And like I said, this little display here is great. I powered it up. I even peeled the little plastic. It still had the little plastic on it. So yeah, man, it is no doubt in my mind that this should definitely be a 50-mile-per-hour bike. Now check this out. This is some custom work here. He cut the gas tank open, and this is where they had the battery located. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to do a custom battery for this bike, but that's not a problem. I think it is awesome. I may change the handlebars on it, but it's got some nice little wheels. It could use a better suspension for sure, but these are some awesome frames to modify. And look at the swing arm. That's heavy duty, man. You can run a lot of power through this swing arm alone, man. That's heavy duty solid steel right there. Now look at them big old shocks on the back, man. I think this seat flips over too. Check it out, old school, man. I had one of these mopeds back in the day. And yeah, it had the same thing. Little seat flipped up like that. That's where you put your little tools and all that, man. Still has a little gas cap thing there. Actually, put a charging port on it, a XLR charging port, man. So it's cool. Got a nice little throttle, twist grip throttle on it. The brakes have much to be desired. The front brake is an old, shoot. God damn it. Old man brain freeze again. Shit. Anyway, I can't even think of the term for that brake right now. But it's old school. God damn it. I hate when I do that. Anyway, man. Excuse the old man. 50 years old does that to you, man. Yeah, brain farts. But yeah, fellas, I'm gonna play with that someday, because I got way too much to do right now but going on. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw a battery in there. In fact, I'm gonna look online and see if I can find a ready-made battery just to throw in there real quick, man, and get it up and running, just so we can play with it until I can build a custom one that, you know, fit this housing completely. So if I can find like a nice little 52 volt, I don't think I'm gonna find a 72 to fit in there. Not one, at least not one with a decent amp hour rating that has some range. So if I can find a nice 52 volt pack to fit in there temporary, I'll do that. Or maybe I'll move that controller and try to put a triangle battery or something. I don't know, man. I could put something on the rack back there. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But what do you guys think, man? And I'm not even gonna tell you what I paid for it. But you know I'm Cheap Charlie, And Cheap Charlie didn't pay much for it. Let me just tell you that. But one thing for sure, when I'm done with it, it's gonna be worth something. It ain't, it ain't gonna stay a piece of junk. And it's not a piece of junk now. The only thing it didn't have is a battery, to be honest, man. I think that's a cool little bike, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever's wrong with it, I'm gonna fix it. It got bad hall sensors, I'm gonna fix those. The controller works fine, so that's all that matters. Anyway, y'all take it easy, take care. Just to say that again. I will holler at y'all later. Man, it is so freaking hot out here right now, man. I just wanted to make this little video and show you guys that bike. I'm gonna haul ass back in the AC. Put it on y'all later. Deuces. We out of here. Crooked Finger Productions, you already know.